Do you have a dog and you are wondering what to do next? I think this is the right time to train your dog to fit into your family. Let us talk about how you can train your dog. What is dog training? Dog training is a process of changing a dog's character using a series of events to fit into a lifestyle or to carry out specific tasks. Training a dog is a difficult task, but it also helps to foster a bond between you and your dog. Dogs are known to be loyal, affectionate, playful and social. But sometimes, their activities, barking, and adventures make them so difficult to live with. It is therefore very important to teach your dog some behavior that will help her live in a human home and carry out tasks that are helpful to you. What are the dog training methods? There are many methods which can be used to train a dog and they all work. Some methods yield quicker results than others while some are more fun. Some of these methods are the clicker training method. This method involves the use of a clicker to reinforce and encourage positive behaviors in dogs being trained. The clicker is a small plastic device that clicks when pressed. It is used to let your dog know that she has successfully acted in the right manner. Giving your dog a treat after a click makes this method more effective. Training a dog with a clicker was derived from a scientific theory that discovered that an animal would continue to take any action as long as it is being rewarded. The clicker helps your dog to realize when she has done something right and try to take the action repeatedly. If a dog begins to understand the concept of clicker training, learning lots of tricks becomes possible. What are the steps to be taken in clicker training? 1. Learn how to use a clicker first. 2. Teach your dog what a clicker means and how happy his positive actions make you. 3. Find out how your dog reacts to the clicker and decide whether to add verbal cues or not. 4. Remember to keep a lot of treats or toys handy while using the clicker method. 5. Always follow the clicker sound with a treat or verbal reward so that it doesn't lose its relevance. 6. Use the clicker whenever your dog makes a body movement close to the training taken. This is called shaping. It helps to encourage your dog to do more to achieve the target behavior or action. The positive reinforcement method. This is the process of training your dog by rewarding actions you like and ignoring or disagreeing with behaviors you don't like. Rewards could be treats, toys, cuddles, handshakes, or games. This method allows every member of the family to get involved in training their dog. It is a method that even children can participate in. Once they have some treats and know the commands to give, they can also join in the training. Negative reinforcements don't always work when trying to modify a dog's behavior. The act of hitting your dog when she misbehaves creates a sense of fear and a bridge in communication. She might perceive those actions that brought punishments as those that you don't want them to do in your presence. Sometimes, punishments make some dogs aggressive. She might develop a withdrawal attitude and get confused about the actions that are required of them. The mirror training or model rival method. This method involves the modification of the behavior of the dog owner to show the dog the best ways to act. It is believed that the dog living with people reflects the owner in their actions, poorly or precisely. When using this training method, dogs are not blamed for their mistakes. The dog owners take steps to improve their behavior and communication with their dogs to correct those mistakes. There are 3 parts to the mirror training method. They are: 1. Become a mentor or a figure to look up to. This is done by modifying your character and lifestyle to reflect strong attitudes and behavioral patterns that you want to imbibe to your dog. 2. Train your dog using the clicker or the positive reinforcement method. Shaping is strongly advised since it helps your dog to recall actions that attract rewards. 3. Allow your dog to carry out activities that makes her a dog, like chewing, digging, and barking. The dominance or alpha dog method. This method is usually applied in training dogs that are bred to hunt, fight, pull, guard, or catch prey. It is also used with dogs that are showing off aggressive and nuisance behavior. Some dogs see their family as their pack. They begin to exhibit pack leader attributes over time. This gives rise to aggression and defying orders. This method involves the use of choke chains, e-collars, prong collars, quick hand squeezes, pinning to the ground, and feeding the dog with an unwanted substance in large quantities. Other activities involved in this method are the dominance down, making the dog lie on her side, the alpha roll, making the dog lie on her back and pinning her, growling back at the dog, yelling, and spraying with a water pistol. This method is not always advised for domestic and errant dogs. The electronic method. This is the use of electronic collars to train a dog. Electronic collars pass electric currents to the dog's neck to get their attention. A signal is sent to the collar through a transmitter which prompts it to give the dog a mild electric shock. When the dog exhibits unwanted behavior, the shock is used to prevent the repetition of such actions. This can be used to correct unwanted behavior when the dog is far away or can't hear your commands. The purpose of using the electronic collar is to make the dog believe that the negative actions it took brought about the discomfort. Steps involved in the use of electronic collars are: 1. Learn how to use the collar before putting it on the dog. 2. Wear the collar around the dog's neck at least a week before use. Make sure it's not too tight or too loose. The prongs on the collar must touch the dog's skin. 3. Do not introduce a high stimulation level at first. Start with the lowest and monitor the dog's response to each level. 4. Start with commands that the dog is already familiar with. Use the collar only when your dog doesn't respond. 5. Then repeat the command after giving it some time to respond. 6. Reward good behavior with a pat, a treat, a gesture, or verbal praise. 7. Always hide when using the transmitter so that the dog won't know you are the source of the shock. It works best if your dog believes that bad behavior is the cause of the shock. The electronic method is advised when other painless methods have failed. The dog owners also need to train themselves to control their temper and be patient with their dogs. Training an aggressive dog with an electronic collar is not always the best option. It is also important to buy a collar that makes a beep sound. The dog will associate the beep and the shock to bad behaviors. This makes it possible to stop stimulating the dog and to use only the beep after some time. The scientific method. This involves the understanding of the nature, personality, and abilities of a dog, which will enable a dog owner to modify her actions. Dog trainers are constantly studying the psychology of dogs and discovering how best each dog can be made to conform to a specific lifestyle without rewards. Studying a dog is done from different perspectives. They are the social viewpoint. This is the study of the behavior of a dog in the presence of people, dogs, and other animals. It also studies how the dog influences others. Emotional communication and body language of the dog is closely monitored to find out her intentions and state of mind. This could help in training the dog if it had a negative imprint as a puppy. The cognitive viewpoint. This is the study of a dog's present behavior concerning events in her past. The dog is seen as a medium that transmits information from the past. These findings help the dog trainer to figure out the best way to create a learning pattern to suit the dog, with her past experiences in mind. The behavioral viewpoint. This is the study of how a dog reacts to her environment and events. The event that precedes a good or bad experience attract the same reaction from a dog as the event itself. The use of a whistle before a meal will make a dog react to a whistling sound the same way it reacts to food. The biological viewpoint. This is the study of how gender, hormones, genetics, age, and evolution affect the behavior of dogs. It is believed that trained dogs are very likely to give birth to puppies that are easier to train. The sensory organs of the dog are different from that of the owner and are considered in the dog training activities. The collar method. This involves the use of the dog's choice and decisions to train her and modify her actions. It helps to teach the dog that discomfort can come from undesirable behaviors. This method allows the dog to perform tasks willingly and happily. It also exposes the dog owner to so many behaviors that dogs wouldn't express under strict monitoring and admonitions. Training a dog with the Kohler method requires the owner to see the dog as an animal that is living, breathing, and has rights. Rewards are given for good behavior while bad behavior attracts restriction of movement or lack of attention from the owner. The dog will likely repeat choices that attracted rewards and avoid choices that took your attention away from her. Did this video help you decide which training method to use? Tell me how it turned out in the comment section below. Watch the second part of this video. You will find out the learning theory of dogs and mistakes you should avoid while training your dog. You will also learn the conditioning of dogs and how it works. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below. Turn the notification on, so you'll know once we post a new video. Do not forget to visit our site www.zimdogtraining.com for more dog training content like this. Thank you.